So do you think if more companies were like Frantz, the world would be a whole better place?
And then the great thing about the women is we have 4 women who lived here. They came here, you know, like having gotten out of jail, out of drug rehabs or domestic violence, and we have 3 of them that work in drug rehab centers now as leaders. We have 2 of them that are managers for local companies, and all the rest of we have 2 that actually own their own homes now, came here from homeless shelters. Yeah.
That's the kind of stories we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
But I really wanted to sell this so it like helped pay for it.
Yeah. Show me the drone then.
Got some cool designs on it now.
Yeah. You whacked it into that white building?
Yeah.
We got the shot though, we got the money shot. How much is that drone?
It's like 600.
We need another stimulus check.
No.
We'll get another stimmy. What do you want to eat?
It's up to you.
You see Moonlight over there? We've got Moonlight and Big Dipper. Let's go Big Dipper, they got the best burgers in the world. They have a peanut butter sandwich. I hate peanut butter too. That's the problem with America, everything's cherry and peanut butter, even the chocolate. I don't like it. Yes, please may I get 2 cheeseburgers and 2 fries?
What would you like on those cheeseburgers?
To everything. I don't know what everything means, so you may get jalapenos on that bad boy. I don't know, if they're gonna put some chocolate on it or something.
Do you ever think maybe people don't take you serious because of your accent? Do they think you're joking?
Like you?
Yeah.
Like every time I say, hey, let's go film something, and you say, no. Oh, like a drive. Yeah, that's why I hate them. Oh, here comes another one pretending to be English. Doesn't even sound English. I bet that's what they say. Like that. Doesn't even sound good. Doesn't even sound like an English person. We've been in Owensboro since 1984. That's when they started the company, and we'll go by the old office. But yeah, it just started off as a little mom and pop. It's kind of like the ultimate American success story, really. Started off as like a little mom and pop cleaning company that cleaned offices. And now we're a huge regional company, one of the best ones in the country. And yeah, so I mean and it was started by Mrs. Frantz, who is a German immigrant, which is a cool story. So it's just from day one, it's been a success story, really. And although there's been trials and stuff, I wasn't there for those. I mean, I just come in to make the videos now, but there's been a bunch of success, and that's kind of been the spirit of the company ever since the beginning. That we would have. It's been kind of just a big underdog story, and now we're kind of coming out on top, doing a great job and stuff. And we'll look at some of these facilities that we clean. Huge facilities too. Here we go. This is Glenmore. We serve this place. This is a big bottling distillery. We serve this place. We have done for quite a while now too. Okay, so just over here is Sutton Elementary. So what's interesting is we clean schools in other areas, and we have a couple of schools in Davis County and in Owensboro. This is actually one of the best schools in the state, one of the best elementary schools in the state, and we clean this whole thing. We do a really good job here. We do a good job everywhere, but we do a really good job here. And one of the ways that the public schools are kind of phasing into outsourcing their custodial work is just every time one of their current custodians retires, we add kind of a new person into those schools. Feel like you're on a movie set.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
So you want me to sit forward, right?
Yes. Okay.
You sure you don't want to see your notes one more time?
Shut up.
Your essay. So what are you doing in school?
studying, right now I'm just getting my associates and I graduate in November, but I'm studying for industrial organizational psychology.
I came to work for Frantz. I had left Friends of Sinners, and I just knew that I was supposed to do more for women. And as I was working there, I really had just been praying for a lot of years for there to be a place, because women would go through rehab, they would get better, they would become connected with the Lord and be productive members of society, but then they would kind of fall off because they didn't have a safe place to grow.
So which one came first?
The apartment complex was first. We rented it. We leased the whole complex, and then we moved women in, and then after we owned it, the second house here came available. She didn't like what was going on over here because people were doing drug deals. There was trash and garbage and rats out here. And so she just kept praying and she just prayed them out. And so one day the owner called us and said that they were going to sell this property and for us to come look at it with them. And we didn't have the money to buy it. And so it ended up that it was so bad. They were raising marijuana inside there. They had pit bulls. There was feces. It was completely condemned. It really probably should have been knocked down, but we were able to, he ended up deciding that instead of selling it to contractors that had offered him money, he decided to gift us the house. It's really been transformed. Our word at Fresh Start for Women is kind of transformation.
Yeah, so you even took a whole property and transformed it, right?
And I think this house kind of just represents what happens in the women and the families' lives.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go ahead.
Come in.
Wow. So there used to be pit bulls and marijuana, right?
We had to completely gut everything. We even framed out the walls and put drywall over the plaster walls because it stunk so bad. It was literally in the walls and in the floor. So everything's new. Walls, floors, ceiling, light fixtures, electric,
wow.
Everything's new. So
it's like
we have now a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. We have currently 3 women that live here and share the rent. And they are going to be staying here until an apartment comes open, and then they can transfer over to the apartments.
Yeah.
And another person can come in and stay.
Wow.
So.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Have you got any pictures about what it looked like before? Did you take pictures?
I do, but I don't have them with me.
Oh, no. I
do.
want them though.
Yeah.
Look at this. So how long have you been here?
I've been employed since 2015.
Oh, wow.
But I have just migrated into the HR role in July 2019.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you've been here since 2015?
Yeah.
So how did you get here?
I started out as a general cleaner, but I was involved with Friends of Sinners, and I used to be in the healthcare field, and then some things happened in my life where I needed to enter into some recovery. So
Yeah.
Then when I entered into recovery, there was only fast food jobs available, and that's not my forte. So,
yeah. You need to be talking to people.
Yes, I do. I need to talk to people. So I was introduced to this company through Friends of Sinners.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Is it a lot though?
Oh, yeah. It's probably, I would say, probably 50, 60 women. And then the great thing about the women is we have 4 women who lived here. They came here, like having gotten out of jail, out of drug rehabs or domestic violence. And we have 3 of them that work in drug rehab centers now as leaders. We have 2 of them that are managers for local companies, and all the rest of we have 2 that actually own their own homes now, came here from homeless shelters. Yeah.
That's the kind of stories we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
hey, we can go over to that community room.
Okay. Apartments have washer and dryer hookups, so we had to make a laundry facility.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sharice, we're in here making a video. Can we shoot you? Here she is. Get you guys out of jail.
Hey.
This is Miss Sharice.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
This is Connor. This is Lisa Decker's son-in-law.
Okay.
And
Hey, it's lovely to meet you.
Well, you too, huh?
She's the manager, property manager here, and she keeps all these women straight.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do my best.
What do you do out here?
Well, like Sydney told you, I'm the facility manager, and make sure that all the ladies are following the rules. Make sure that no men are on the property.
Yeah.
Like an I Spy, I can pick up on them in a heartbeat. Just make sure that things are organized, and just help the ladies when they need help with resources, or if they just need a listening ear.
Yeah.
Just love on the ladies.
So how does this Fresh Start in France, how do they touch, and where do they touch, and where does all this
So-
kind of thing happen?
It's kind of a blessing for me because I met the owners of France when I used to run another women's facility of Friends of Sinners for Women.
Yeah.
And I worked there for 5 years, and so some of the owners for France were on the board of directors there. And so when I came to work for France, I had left Friends of Sinners, and I just knew that I was supposed to do more for women. And as I was working there, I really had just been praying for a lot of years for there to be a place, because women would go through rehab, they would get better, they would become connected with the Lord and be productive members of society, but then they would kind of fall off because they didn't have a safe place to grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we planted the seeds, but the soil wasn't rich. We also had acquired this house over here, and our contractor kind of fell off on us, I guess, during the beginning of COVID, and things got a little crazy, and we had received this grant from Impact 100 of Owensboro, and we were going to lose our money because we had 2 years to spend it, and our contractor couldn't get to us. So we had about 5 months left, and it wasn't looking like we were going to be able to complete spending our money. So I went to my owner, Mark Tong, that owns France, and asked him, you know, what do I do? And his response to me was, oh no, we're not going to lose that money. We're going to help you. So they actually sent a worker over here and didn't charge us for most of the stuff that they did. And they finished out the house that we were in earlier where the 3 women live. And so they did that for me.
So talk a little bit about how France helps some of these ladies too with their employment and things like that.
So, as I was a manager for France, some of these women moved in here, and they have to have a job to live here. But some of them had jobs that weren't very good, and the hours just weren't great for them because they had kids. And so I kind of connected them with France to where we have some jobs that are just Monday through Friday day shift, and the pay is a lot better than working in a fast food thing.
Yeah. So is it sometimes difficult for these ladies to find employment?
It is difficult for them to find good employment, and especially, you know, when you're coming out of a dysfunctional lifestyle, sometimes you have many illnesses because your health hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Your immune system is down. Sometimes you have court dates, and like a lot of factories, you have an occurrence policy where you can only miss so many days. But we try to work with the ladies, you know, like if they have a court date coming up, sometimes we'll let them trade hours with someone else, and we just try to work, you know, around their schedule.
Yeah.
To where they can still have their job and not get penalized for trying to be responsible with those other areas, because nobody really understands, unless they've been through it, how much of a balancing act it is to try to get your life together after you've come out of such turmoil.
Yeah. So do you think if more companies were like France, the world would be a whole better place?
Obviously, yes. I mean, I'm partial because I've worked there.
Yeah,
But also,
yeah.
I personally wouldn't be working there if they weren't the kind of company they were. I'm just thankful for them.